go and fly them. I'm happy, it's working. Then I come back home.
All right, so we are outside to have a feel of the project that has been done by these noble students. And this is so beautiful. It's so nice. Okay, so as you can see, the airplane is this airplane here. So you see the guy controlling it with the controller. All right, beautiful. That's so beautiful. The project is actually working well, and so I think I'll have an engagement with him to, educate us more on that. Okay, that's so beautiful. I think the battery is down, so he has to replace it. I love this. I just love what I'm seeing, man. This is University of Cape Coast. Currently at NLT Flex Lab. This whole idea came about from two gentlemen, Eric Wiafe and Joshua. They got connected on LinkedIn. That's why I tell you the power of social media. All right, it's so beautiful. I love this. So the guy is actually controlling it. Okay, you know something? I want you to take us through something, educate us brief about this. So you can have the mic. Okay, so you tell us your name. You tell us your name, then what's your project about?
All right, my name is Bwouy Adam from IoT Network Hub and also STEM Made Africa. So my project is about we looking at airplanes taking off vertically before they transition into normal airplanes before flying. So this airplane doesn't need a runway for it to take off So we can actually keep our spaces whereby even an airplane can take off on our roofs without without using a runway, because it's going to take off vertically and also land vertically at the particular spot. So I was looking at we using the same concept to deliver items at rural places whereby, there is a company called Zipline having a drone that they need to shoot it before it will take off. And even the landing, if there is any mistake, the landing, it may affect the vehicle. So I actually looked at we having the project vehicle taking off vertically, then moving after transition into a normal airplane, going to deliver the item, then come back, then also land vertically. It can also carry a very heavy load items because of the 4 motors supporting it, and the 5th motors that we are going to mount here is going to make it move like a airplane. Okay. So that's the concept. And also the military can also use it for their missions, and we can also use it for land surveying as well.
Okay, so what's your source of funding?
Oh, source of funding?
Or you funded
by myself, yeah. So I started learning everything since 2020, so I've been funding myself.
So how many years did this project took you?
This project, 1 week.
Just 1 week?
Yes, please.
And you could do this?
Yeah, I've been working on it professionally. I've been working on it since 2021. So actually building all this stuff wasn't that difficult.
That's so beautiful. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years? 5 years to come? With this project, will you continue with it, or you just?
Yeah, I'll continue with it. I'll continue with it so that we can use it to deliver items and also use it to check our animals in the forest, so that also we can also use it for forestation, whereby the places in the forest where people have deforestation has taken place.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can send them there to check all those places, because it can actually loiter itself at one particular place. It will hold itself at one particular place, then be turning and watching what is going on before you can even transition it. Yeah.
Okay, so apart from the question I've asked, do you have anything to talk about your project
Okay,
that you would want us to know?
so I don't think I have anything to
You don't
talk.
have anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for making time to have this conversation.
You're welcome.
Can you start? What have you done?
I've built a stick together.
Wait. Okay.
I've built a stick together. When it comes in contact with an obstacle, it will be to tell the blind person that there's something in the way, so you should move out of it.
Okay, so can you demonstrate it?
When it comes to it will be
Okay.
to tell the blind person that there's an obstacle.
Do you have any question for him?
So with the blind person, just be holding it or be moving it while he walks. Holding it while he walks.
The sensor will detect the object like the distance, 50 centimeters away. It will be to tell the blind person that there's an obstacle.
So let me see. Yeah, so let me see. So assume I'm a blind person, right? And I'm coming close. I'm not blind. So I'm coming. So I have an obstacle.
One, let's say there is a hole around. There's a gutter. Let's say there's a gutter. One, and there is a beam on top. How would the blind person pass? It's a gutter. How would
This
the...
question is too much for this one. Okay, can you answer? You want to answer? No, he doesn't want to answer. But basically, these blind people, mostly, they know most of their path. This is just aid them that where they have been passing, there's no obstacle in their path, right? In Ghana here, anybody can drop anything anywhere. So it doesn't matter if this is your normal route, somebody can just drop this there. This is what we do. Well done, boy.
Congratulations.
Wow.
So I have one question for you. How many days did it take you to build this project?
1
Speak
week.
loud.
1 week.
Just 1 week. Oh, you've done well. Wow, congratulations, sir. Keep it up. Bosu?
Oh, nothing.
Cinnamon, you
Yeah.
said you are the one.
Oh, yes, but you are just showing components.
Oh,
It's
okay.
nothing really big. With all the innovations we have over there, we are showing you the kits, and we just brought in a new one.
Okay.
Only if you know of, which is the microbit. It just works as other ones. So the uniqueness of the microbit to the microcontroller is as if I'm doing advertisement. This one has a speaker on it and some sensors, and we can see from the image here, the screen here, it has a gesture. So if I should reset just some few lines of code I dropped on it, you see a hello displaying.
Wow.
Yes. So as it stands now, this is what we are using to teach some of the junior high schools. They come around and I take them through this one because it is a very good interface for younger ones. And if you are also good at programming and you can do what they've done over there, you use this board. And when you use this board, you will love it. I even used it to determine moisture content. So just using different cable heads, just drop it, copper wires. It takes the resistivity value and it also records. Wow. So it's just the interface it has that makes it very nice. A speaker and an onboard chip, and it also uses the USB. Now microcontrollers that come with the USB ports are seen to be more efficient because of communication process. So that is just.
So anyone can learn it.
Anyone can learn it. Even a beginner in coding can learn it.
How about if the person don't have any background in tech?
You can learn it.
You can learn it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You have to be determined.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you. I don't know. So apart from all these things that you said, do you have any other thing to talk about your display?
Oh, the only thing I have here is this is an anemometer. It measures the wind speed, and I have a temperature sensor, and I think some of the projects here is to apply it. So we are using it for just analysis purpose.
Okay.
So we are checking temperature and wind speed at different areas. So this one is a direct project from which we assisted a student from the environmental science department.
Okay.
See how the tech are in collaboration. So she needs the altitude and wind speed at a particular level, and temperature at a particular level, and at a lower level. So we're just using it to analyze, put together values, and make some meteorological analysis. Because we know how our meteorological conditions are very important, even in our plants growing. I even had another person, it's rather unfortunate she's not here. She also applied this to measure each plant type, crops. So like maize, for example, she go to a maize farm, check the temperature level for some period of time. So she's using that temperature level to analyze and see what condition is best to grow maize. The temperature and humidity conditions in an area that is best to grow maize, to which you'll be able to advise farmers in their plant growing.
That's so beautiful.
Well, we have a lot of people, but they didn't come around. We're also able to build a resistivity meter. You know, we have a multimeter measuring voltage and a whole lot.
Okay.
For this one, she worked on checking the resistance of fruit. A lot of people don't know that the orange you take has a resistivity value. It has a level of resistivity.
Take us through.
So when we pass current through it, and we can be able to use copper wires to determine the flow. So we determine the voltage flow, and the voltage flow per the coding is converted to the voltage value. So it's used to do the background calculation using the ohmic law to determine the resistance value. So you can be able to get each resistance their value. So you just have to connect few known resistors in parallel and
You see,
disconnect.
as you are standing
You
here,
people talk to him, or
as
I
you
would
are
like me to
standing
get
here,
some.
you current can pass through you. So your body has a level of resistivity, which is what the device here is supposed to measure in fruits. You get it? So basically that's the idea behind it. Every material here has a level of resistivity, resistance to the flow of current. So she is getting that device to measure that resistivity. You get it?
And per the analysis we made, we realized that factories that produce fruits and vegetables also need the conductivity values and resistivity value for their research. That is one thing that has been forgotten in the industry area. Can go and do research and see papers have been written. They need it for a research. So now she's just doing that for orange. So when that of the orange is done, you can even be able to categorize it as a defrosted. Because a defrosted fruit, which is a sport fruit, has its resistance value, and those which are good has their own value. We know that classification process, we have image classification, right? How do you see the inner content? That is one thing, that the gap over there. How do you see the inner content? The outer content can deceive you, but the image classification can deceive you, but it has high level of accuracy, though. But we are also taking into consideration the inner content. So with those resistivity values, we can able to vary the same. So we just assist.
I thank you so much for talking to us. I'm very grateful. Actually, I'm a YouTuber, so whatever you do, I will post it there.
Okay, no
I have a
problem.
lot of
Thank you, sir.
subscribers with a lot of views there. So thank you so much for making time, man.
Okay, thank you too
I
for the
love these
opportunity.
things because I would want you to one day visit my village, because I actually advocate for villages, and in a village we have a lot of talent there. So these things I think can do great, and people are going to love it. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
I
you
think
so
I also have one YouTuber that has been stalking me for a very long time. She's over here too.
You are a YouTuber,
So
right?
we basically, we don't really see, because of time,
Okay.
we don't really see us going to big projects. Aside from the traffic lights on campus, we see.
Okay.
I think the
So
neck
traffic
innovation.
lights on campus,
Yes.
you did it?
Yes, my boss. He's around. The one that was in the suit.
Prophet of physics.
Prophet of physics, yes.
not
So aside that, we try to advocate in teaching the kids, teach them into younger. You see, I learned something in teaching younger ones.
Okay.
they can understand what they are typing. But if you let them now, tell them to automate the system to function in a different way. You know, we have a lot of places you learn a lot. That is one thing I also tell him too. We learn a lot, but how can you change it? I can give you the same thing, but how can you rewrite the syntax that is in coding terms to mean another thing? So that is what I feel like advocating for. So let's teach them how to think on their own.
Okay.
How to think and be innovative in the coding. So if I give you a task, do this. Let's see how you use your basic. I always tell them that I believe in applying the basic knowledge you have in making something big before you have been taught the easier way to get the big thing.
Wow. So you talking about that, what kind of challenge do you face, teaching kids, because it's, as I said, it's difficult. So
the challenge is there has been a gap between the IT and the kids, letting them know the technology very early.
Okay.
Yes. So it means the younger ones have to be exposed. Allow them to be exposed and give them that level.
You see, kids learn very fast. You see, when you are young, you can learn so many languages at once. So you don't have to worry. So fast they are exposed to it, they will learn faster than you. Yes. When you're a kid, you learn very
imagine.
fast.
I give it to him less than a week. I just gave him the component. Think of something. So initially he wanted to add a motor to it.
Okay.
So the motor will stop when it detects the obstacle. So the motor will be running a wheel, like a wheel. So it will stop rather when it detects an obstacle far away, instead of you, the human being, stopping. So when you feel the motor stopping, then you
realize that, you notice that there's something
on your way. And intends to, we are planning to innovate it using some of these boards that have accelerometer and gyroscopes in them, so that at least you get a vibration whilst holding the stick. So you get to the obstacle, as it stops, you get a quick vibration.
Is, what's your source of funding? Because these things are...
I'm actually putting on a t-shirt. That is So we have the students club that has been inaugurated on campus, and she's also putting on some. So they have helped out with some of the components, and we are located at the Department of Physics.
Okay.
Yes, the ecosystem lab to be precise.
One day visit you.
Sure. And also, it's a fact, physics is life.
Physics is life.
Physics is life.
We have the prophet of physics, and we are the disciples.
You are the disciples. Yes. Hey, this is post line. Alright. Really? Okay, thank you so much.
Push past all the pain and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go, go, go.